First of all, a very good morning to Miss. All right. So to case study today, we're gonna talk about our Atlas Biomac. He going to start a new branches in Japan. So in that case, our group this slide. This will be the group members in our group. We'll be discussing about the employment practice, employment law, cultural system, and etc. in the following presentation. Now I pass the floor to.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Anton. So, for my part, today I'll be talking about working conditions and also restriction on background check. So, for United Kingdom, cyberloafing is allowed, but with certain restriction. However, in Japan, it's very strictly unallowed for workers to scroll their social media during work time. And for working hours in United Kingdom, they only could work for 40 hours. However, in Japan, it's slightly more 8 hours than United Kingdom, with the maximum cap of 45 hours per week. And next is the working conditions, which mean overtime pay. So in United Kingdom, employers are not like obligate to pay for their overtime wages of workers. However, they need to follow the national minimum wage for every workers. And the next one is for Japan. Japan, they are allowed to pay their workers overtime based on how many hours they work more. Okay. And the last one is the restriction on background check. So in United Kingdom, employers are allowed to find out about their workers' background and everything. But in Japan, it's very restricted to conduct a background check before hiring an individual. Okay, next. Next is about differences in employment practices. So for United Kingdom, they are basically practicing three things. The first one is short term of contract, which means they are just going to work for like 1 to 3 years of work time, because job hopping is allowed and to avoid workers to be bored with their current task. And the next one is performance-based system, which means the greater you do in the company, the better future awaits you in the company. And the last one is about the United Kingdom Labour Union, which in the country, the labor union, they give workers several skills that could be helpful in the industry, such as marketable skills, individual mobility, and more. But for Japan, they are using the long-term employment, which means once a Japanese they get a job, they will work there till the end, until their retirement. And they are using the seniority-based system, which means the older you get in the company, or you will be better promoted if you stay in the company for a much longer time. And for the labor union, it says that it have a very close relations with management, and it is very important part of the labor union to be together with their company to provide a better life for workers. So thank you. I'll pass to the next presenter.
I'm here to present about cultural system can be defined as people sharing similar beliefs, custom norms, and mental programming. First, Japan harmony between groups, collectivism, a social norm derived by Shinto, is being understood that conflict is not recommended in a group. According to Hofstede, Japanese is a closely knit community and Japanese perceive group interest is more important than personal. Second, high context culture. Japan have the norms of saving face during communication with them in public to avoid harming their public image. According to Hall and Hall, Japanese will not being too direct or forthright during communication. In British, their personal interests come first, which is individualism. Be a gentleman will be the norm of British people, but when it comes to workplace, British people would be competitive with each other due to their perceived interests first. According to Gill, that British people would perceive themselves as loosely linked individuals and they would think of what they will get in return before offering a help. However, in UK, they are low context culture. People will tend to bring out the message in a direct and simple way, especially during communication. Where mostly people from high context culture may get often due to they being too straightforward. Somehow they speak directly is out of disrespect, but they are being brought up in this type of environment. Other than that, Japan people striking for perfection and custom, it has standard life. They custom that everything has to be done with perfect. Last but not least, UK were not a professionalist. British people feel that no such thing is perfection. According to Stover, there are improvements for everything in life. So I would like to pass to another presenter.
I would like to share about similarities and recruitment and selection. Firstly, higher education institutes recruitment practice is similar as recruiting candidates from their partnership college. Moreover, organizations in both countries will be more concerned on academic performance during applying for jobs that meet some of the qualifications. For instance, biotech and manufacturing company in Japan. Japanese employer believe that candidates who got the education qualifications are the right person for the job. Secondly, based on the research that organizations in both countries will strongly depend on public recruitment agency. The company will provide their information and the recruitment agency will mix and match for the suitable candidates back to the company. On the top of that, Japanese firms widely use this method when recruiting global talent. Next. Thus, employers in UK would ask their interviewee to recommend other candidates, and this method will be known as word of mouth. This method is also usable in Japan. Employer would send their recent graduates back to their university to recruit their junior. This method is also being known as the snowballing technique. It means the company get their candidates through recommendations of their current employee. Next, organizations in both countries will also use media as their recruitment method due to the cost saving. For example, Japan organization using Twitter account to update their vacancy. Moreover, UK organizations have come up a pop-up when candidates visiting their website. Next. Lastly, direct family relationship is not allowed during selection. For example, the interviewer must not have any direct relationship, such as father-son relationship with the interviewee. However, uncle and niece are acceptable in the case. Thank you. I'll pass to next presenter.
Hi everyone, my name is Sharon. I will explain about the difference in recruitment and selection between United Kingdom and Japan. In United Kingdom, recruitment are through reward and incentive. Organizations in UK often offer a higher range of salary and better incentive compared to their competitors in order to attract talents. For example, organizations in UK often using flexible work schedule to attract the talents. By using the flexible work schedule, employees can control over when they work or where they work, and also they can change the timing of their work or to fluctuate the number of hours worked per day or week. So the other side in Japan, recruitment are through the reputation and awareness of the company. Organization in Japan would recruit candidates by using the reputation or uniqueness. Compensation attractiveness depends on the applicant's academic qualifications, the level of language skill, and the degree of embeddedness in the application applicants community. For example, they wanted to join to the top 100 manufacturing company in Japan. So the recruitment process in United Kingdom, there are no fixed time frame for recruitment. There is no official fixed schedule for the recruitment period. Somehow it happens either 7 months to recruit once, or when it is the time for the organization to recruit a new candidate. In other side, in Japan, they have the fixed time frame for recruitment. The recruitment activity follow a fixed time schedule from the official start of recruitment until the candidate being selected. Usually happen in the beginning of April to May each year, and with some company having a much smaller second intake in October. So next slide. Okay, for the selection in UK, they have the equal chance for every candidate during selections. The equal working opportunity are being given to every regarding the gender, disabilities, culture, sex, age, and race. Moreover, the people are more familiar to Equity Act of 2010. In other side, in Japan, they have the gender inequality in selection. In Japan, women may difficult in getting selected by a job where Japan is a male-dominated country. Some people who have old school thinking thinks that only men are able to perform all the tasks required in the workplace better than women, and with the influence by teaching of Confucian that women should only responsible to the husband by serving them well and take care of children in the house. Come back to UK, the selection method is through personal abilities. Organization in UK believes that choosing the right job is more important than choosing a good person. Therefore, emphasize on individual abilities during selections. Moreover, soft skills such as communication and critical thinking would be also one of the critical employer will look into. In other side, in Japan, selection methods through education and personalities, where the level of education and relationship with the teacher in college play a significant role in the process of selection in Japan, where hiring a person is their first priority in the organization, and it will causes a good talent rise in the organization. So next, I will pass to the next presenter.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nian Qi, and now I would like to talk about the best method manage expatriate staff. There are 3 methods, which is 360-degree feedback, cross-cultural training, and 2 is better than 1. First is the 360-degree feedback. The process of 360 feedback is time-consuming, where usually it takes few months to gather information from all parties. It can help to getting performance feedback from the expatriate supervisor and make necessary action if needed. Besides that, 360 feedback is suitable to be applied in Japan due to people have the collective culture. Next is the cross-cultural training. Cross-cultural training is an activity to improve functional skill and to minimize cultural shock among expatriates during their international assignment. It is recommended that the employer would join the employees to attend the training. When expatriate staff encounter difficult, the superior will know what to do in their workplace. Other than that, 2 is better than 1 is the method that arranging a babysitter or mentors to take care of the expatriate staff. The babysitter can be an employee who from the same home country with the expatriate staff that begins sent to overseas for the certain period. Next, I will pass it to my teammate.
All right. As for conclusions, our team has come up that there's no such thing called one size fits all, whereby, for instance, the 360 feedback degree is can be done in Japan, but it has to be anonymous. Other than that, there's a lot of cultural norms and also system and employment law, and the practice has to be take into consideration before making any decision making for the company. And that's all for our presentation. Thank you so much.